I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call the Lamar City Council regular meeting for Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024 to order. Roll call, please.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Sturgeon?
Here.
Bruns?
Here.
Pick?
Here.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. First up, citizens discussion. Any citizens here to address the council? Not seeing any, we'll jump on to the thumbs up award. I'll start to my left here. Mark, what do you have for thumbs up?
Well, I'll be the first to say thumbs up to all of the department heads, the workers, members of the community, whoever pitched in to help avoid the damage and now help repair the damage from this flood.
Thank you.
I will echo those remarks, and for Chief Shipper being the head of that disaster plan that we put into use a number of years ago, and being able to put everything in order, and every department head that worked very hard to do their job, and they did it very, very well. So thumbs up.
I will echo that as well, and thanks to citizen volunteers, and a lot of this happened in my neighborhood, and neighbors came together to help one another, and that was kind of cool to see. So one other shout out that I have, I want to thank Denny Bolin. Denny served his last meeting on the P&Z board, 28 years on the planning and zoning board. So thank you to Denny Bolin. So Clark.
Ditto to all those thumbs, you bet.
Okay. Brian?
Yep, can't be said enough.
Same for me, and in addition to Kevin, Kevin is our EMT in our neighborhood for that weekend, and Dave, all your work, and the guys at the wastewater treatment plant that were stuck for a day, I guess, day and a half, not abandoned, but surrounded by water. Thanks for keeping that thing up and running. That was really a superior effort.
Thank you. Consent items. Under the list of consent items, we have an approval of the June 18, 2024 regular meeting minutes, a list of bills for period ending 6/30/24, a renewal of the liquor license for Jim's Burgers, Sweet 16 Lanes, Wise Eye, an amendment to the Wise Eye Brewing liquor license for an outdoor service area, a new 14-day liquor license, and a temporary premise transfer to KC's at the fairgrounds. Request to close the alley for Wise Eye Brewing Company. Certification of municipal utility liens. That will require a roll call as it's a resolution. Appointments. Interfund transfer resolution. Again, that will require a roll call. And urban revitalization tax exemption request. Any questions on any of those items?
What's that amendment with Wise Eye? Is that different than we've done in the past, or?
He is having a class reunion he's hosting out on the patio. And he requested to close the
So it's not an actual city event, which we've done before. It's a different type of event, so it requires a different amendment.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the neighbors are okay with it?
Yeah.
Neighboring properties are okay with it?
He runs a real tight ship.
I thought he did, but
I have no issues with it.
but it's okay, that's fine.
Thank you. And Joe, that interfund transfer resolution, just for the ARPA?
Yep, just moving the ARPA out of the general fund.
Okay.
That you're in.
Thank you.
What's the 14-day liquor license? Is that just they have a bunch of weddings, or?
More than one weekend. So instead of doing individual 5 days, they asked if they could do like a 14-day to catch 2 weekends in a row out there.
But they are restricted to not just do it for the joy of
You are
doing it.
correct.
It is for functions.
You are correct, yes.
That was okay.
Then I'd make a motion to accept consent items 1 through 8 with roll call for number 5 and number 7.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? We'll have those roll calls, please.
Bruns,
Yes.
Hick,
Yes.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Wick,
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to action items, contract for cloud-based ERP software. Attached is a contract with Tyler Technologies to provide enterprise resource planning software and cloud-based services to the city of Lamar's. Our current contract is with G-Works for on-premises servers that ends December 31, 2024. The new contract with Tyler represents a 3-year commitment beginning August 1st, 2024 to July 31st, 2027. Administration recommends council approval. Financial impact fiscal year 24-25 implementation estimate of $131,439. Fiscal year 24 through 26, $62,608 per year. In the final year, 26 through 27, $62,680 a year. So costs will be divided amongst the departments.
Okay, first couple questions. G-Works, who's this? Who's G-Works?
G-Works is our software for accounting.
Okay, and are they not doing something we want now, Joe, or what's going on here?
They're going to eventually force us to the cloud-based platform themselves.
G-Works is, or the state, or who?
G-Works is.
G-Works is?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
And with that, their product is very new. They're having a lot of problems with
Okay.
roll it out with other communities. Also, they have added fees that citizens will have to pay
Okay,
in excess of, their software cost would be about $42,000, and their fees would almost double that amount annually. So that forced us to kind of look at other options that
Okay.
were available. There were two, there's not very many options that are available for city governments.
okay,
So the ones we contacted were Tyler, and there's another couple. One was gonna be over $500,000 implementation and $500,000 annual software.
Maintenance, okay.
So that one was out right away.
okay, okay.
Um,
Thank you.
So then it kind of left us with two options: go with G-Works, be forced to do the rollover, or make a switch and try something different.
Okay,
G-Works, as far as we can tell and talk to, we're kind of outgrowing the size of our city.
okay,
Tyler is kind of hitting their mark on their product, will fit us well.
okay.
It will offer a lot of new features.
Okay.
added
I don't
features.
know either. Are you familiar with Tyler? I mean, or are they just,
Other than talking to other communities.
Okay.
We went and visited, Orange City's got it.
okay,
Took the whole crew up there and checked it out. and
okay,
Walked through kind of their processes and see if there's gonna be a fit or not.
okay.
Yeah, looks like it would be good.
Okay, so when we say it's divided by departments, how many departments are we dividing this thing by? Who all gets to help pay for this? And this is more of a curiosity question than really a critical question.
I haven't broken it down yet. A lot of this is gonna be utility billing, so that's a big piece.
Okay.
So water, sewer is gonna take a brunt of it.
Okay,
And then general fund just divided up amongst basically how many
So-
people are in each department.
so in the budgets, it would be reflected in whether it's fire department's budget or the library or streets budget, there's gonna be technologies or
Yep.
something in there, there'll be a charge, okay?
Yep.
I was just curious about that, but you're on board with this thing?
Yep, I think it'll be great.
You think it's a good idea?
Yep.
Will any of this make it easier for citizens to pay their bill online without like direct withdrawal, where they can go in and do like one-time pay?
Yep, they'll be able to create an account, to actually go in there and sign in, sign out if they wanna do it that way.
With water bills and?
With water bills,
Okay.
with any type of fee or anything that they wanna pay online.
Okay,
It's gonna be a lot of added features for citizens.
Can fields be added to that? So like, for instance, green space donation line.
Yep.
If citizens want to go $5 a month or something like
Yep.
that into a line like that, okay?
Yep, and they
So
do
it can add and take away,
Yep,
okay?
yep, you can do auto pays and there's a lot of different options that can be used for payments. It'll expand what the citizens have.
And where are they out of?
Good question.
It's not local? I mean, like,
No,
Well, they're in the cloud.
no,
yeah, Halo,
the guy we've been dealing with is out of Des Moines.
okay.
Um,
Address for notices is from Yarmouth, Maine.
Could be.
That's, it's the attention chief legal officer, so I don't know that they're necessarily based there, but
Like our contact, I'm thinking like our contact for, hey, we got a problem, I mean,
Yep. It's gonna
That's-
be, so our salesperson's out of Des Moines, and then they've got more support people that would be, that we don't even know yet.
well, if this gets approved, you might want to tell them that showing up at the council meeting might not be the worst idea in the world.
you're satisfied just in terms of their support.
Yeah, it's gonna be better support than what we have now. Where now, I mean, we make a phone call and put a ticket in, and it could take a
Okay.
day or two to get an answer back.
Okay, all right, well, if you're satisfied, Joe, this is your baby.
Yeah, it's.
We're looking at, I mean, I'm looking at you for,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what you tell me to do, so.
Yeah, no, I think it's time.
All right, that's
Appreciate
fine.
your due diligence.
Yeah, I mean-
Yeah, absolutely.
Other cities are.
We started looking at this in January.
Is there a provision where if we're not happy, we can get out on those year 2 and 3, or not really? Is it pretty much stuck and suck?
I didn't ask that. I feel like it's gonna be good.
I reviewed it, I don't have it in front of me, I believe there was a cancellation provision for breaches of the agreement like there normally would be.
Okay.
Just at Neptune, when we deal with the meters and that, when I talked to him about Tyler Tech, he was pretty excited, he said they're a great company.
Okay, thanks, Rich.
So, a
Excellent,
lot better than G-Works.
Yeah.
excellent, thank you.
The water meters actually can be tied into this software to have GPS locate them.
So we can get water to pay for a lot more of it? All right, that's fine.
Can we make it a requirement that they fill out that survey about what kind of lines they have in their house before they pay their? If they don't pay the bill.
With this being cloud-based, Joe, are you anticipating being able to access this remotely then? I mean, like on a snow day or,
Yeah,
you know, or
have
something
that
like that for
Or if you're at a
employees?
conference or anything like that, you go log in and
Yeah.
have access to look information up.
Okay,
How long do they guarantee our data to be stored for?
So like the old data or the new stuff?
Like do they delete it and everything, like a rolling after a year or
Nope.
2 years, or they just
Nope.
keep it indefinitely?
They'll keep it in, as long as we're contracted with them. It'll be on there.
And a portion of this is rolling over the current stuff too.
Yeah.
So that's a part of what you're paying for.
your news, right?
That's a lot of what that's a lot of implementation. It's the rolling over old data that's gonna go into their system.
Right, right.
Then I'd make a motion to approve the contract for cloud-based ERP services with Tyler Technologies for the period August 1, 2024 to July 31st, 2027.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to action item D2, seatbelt restraint policy. Purpose, the policy is created to protect the safety of our employees while operating official vehicles, equipment, personal, and rental cars on official business. Copies of this policy will be available to employees at City Hall. Responsibility, department supervisors will be responsible for enforcing and annually evaluating the seatbelt restraint policy of their department. Employees are accountable for the following policy and ensuring that other occupants of the vehicle or equipment they operate abide by the policy. It is the policy of the city of Lamar's that all employees operating official vehicles, equipment, personal and rental cars on official business and other occupants use seat belts and shoulder restraints. Employees operating on and off-road equipment with a rollover protection structure, ROPS, shall use seat belts when operating the equipment. Employees are also prohibited from riding in or on or parts of a vehicle not designated for human occupancy. This includes, but is not limited to, pickup and truck boxes, fenders, steps, and bumpers. This also applies to trailers, ATV, dump boxes, and lift buckets. Failure to comply with these rules is a violation of the City of Lamar's policies, which is a cause for disciplinary action. Employees should refer questions and comments about this policy to their department supervisor. Employee training and information. All employees will be trained on this policy. Training will be documented and the records stored at City Hall.
Can I ask a really stupid question? What's this needed for? I'm more into common sense, and if an operator is mowing a ditch at this angle and he feels a safety belt is dangerous, I don't think I should have a policy in place that says he has to wear the dang thing. So truthfully, I'd like to know what's this do? Somebody tell me what this is requiring. The Iowa municipalities workers' compensation is requiring. Who are they to require anything of us? And maybe there's an answer. And then what is this doing that supersedes law that's already in existence?
Well, I assume they're our workers' compensation.
They are a
carrier.
workers' compensation carrier. They're requiring it as part of their new policy for all governmental entities.
Right.
And it applies to vehicles that aren't currently governed by the work comp or the seatbelt law that is currently in place for the state.
Okay. So like a tractor's not necessarily.
Side by side or skid loader, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's an explanation.
A personal vehicle being used for official duties.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's governed by Iowa.
And what they've seen it do is reduce their liability for accidents that happen when somebody's injured that should have been wearing a seatbelt and wasn't.
So then our premium should go down, right?
They have on work comp. So
Perhaps more likely, premiums aren't going to go up by as much.
yeah.
That's a negative thing.
I
don't
well,
like that
no,
negative
no, that was
thinking all the
positive. It's not
time.
going to go up as much.
You and that negative thinking.
That's me.
Well, I'm not talking about our law enforcement, but it's been a bone of contention with a lot of folks that a lot of law enforcement don't wear their seatbelts while they're out riding. So it's like, ours are, I'm sure, are fine. They wear it, but.
Yeah.
Thank you, I know that, and I was thinking county.
I have no idea. I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
I just don't want it to become a hassle for the directors to have to think that they have to go and check on them all the time. I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but
We're gonna need to implement this policy into our handbook in the future. And so then new hires will have the handbook review, they'll be trained on it, and it'll be taken care of.
Yeah, it becomes incumbent upon all of the department heads, and all of them need to, enforce it, not just some of them.
Well, with that explanation, I can accept it, but I don't.
But I think common sense does apply too, that if they're in a dangerous situation, mowing on a hill or something like that.
Depends if their mower has a ROPS or not.
Yeah. Right.
Motion adopting resolution 2435, enacting this seatbelt restraint policy.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Wick,
yes.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
Motion carried. IMDWCA will be elated. Moving on to discussion. Jason, good to see you here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, just a couple updates on projects. Plymouth Street, As of yesterday, they didn't anticipate laying down asphalt until next week. And that's just because of odd and end things that they need to do, plus forecasted rain.
And broken week, right?
Huh?
I mean, you got a holiday week in the middle, broken week.
This railroad crossing out here on Central, they are putting asphalt down, so that is the last step before opening, so hopefully later today.
Okay.
Southview Industrial Park. After storm sewer needed to be cleaned out yet, and the lift station, a new lift station is out there that hadn't been started up yet, so that still needs to be done. Then that project should pretty much be done out there. The Industrial Park 4, it appears the site grading for the most part is done, so all the individual lots seems to be done. Vanderpool is out there. They were this morning, starting to do subgrade work for the extension of Industrial Road. So that one is nearing completion. The interchange track project, that sanitary work is done. There had to be some sanitary needed to be relocated, a manhole in particular. That is done. Now it's storm sewer installation and continued grading for that track to be installed. And then the last one I've got here is plywood. When was that? Was it supposed to be this Friday?
It's supposed to be 28th last Friday.
Yeah, okay, so that was canceled, but, yeah, sorry, postponed. So there is, I drove that this morning, there is quite a bit of cleanup that needs to be done in some spots. And then they're gonna reassess it whether or not some areas need to be reseeded also, so. That is our projects. Dave, do you wanna talk or not? I'm gonna have Dave, since he enjoys chaos.
I don't know how your schedule will be gone and have a flood schedule that's the
Just a
same
little bit of an
time.
update of where we are on flooding stuff.
It's just rude, isn't it?
Or well planned.
Leave for a few days and schedule a